America, the land of opportunity, the richest nation on earth. Yet a shocking reality lurks. 37.9 million Americans, or 11.6% of the population, struggle with poverty. It's a number that doesn't add up, right? On one hand, the United States boasts of overflowing abundance. Yet poverty and economic insecurity grip millions. You might wonder, how can this be? Well, in this video, I will break down the facts behind all these claims and speculations.
It was myself and my two older brothers, along with my stepdad, that constantly worked to provide for everyone in the house. But after COVID-19 and the whole lockdown, we were laid off. And ever since then, we have had issues finding a job.
Proof of poverty in America. Imagine trying to measure the depth of a lake with a ruler. It wouldn't be very accurate, right? That's how poverty in the US can be measured. We have ways to gauge it, but they aren't perfect. Poverty is such a heavy word, and in a nation as wealthy as the United States, it can feel like a paradox. But the reality is that millions of Americans struggle daily to make ends meet. The statistics are undeniable. According to the US Census Bureau, in 2022, over 37.9 million people lived in poverty. But when it comes to poverty, it isn't a two-faced coin. Different people grew up in different conditions and backgrounds, unlike yourself, and these shades in many gray areas. What do I mean? There are so many ways to describe poverty, which isn't like the mental image that you currently have of a homeless guy begging for change. Take, for example, a single mom in Chicago with a minimum wage barely covering her rent in a cramped apartment, leaving little for groceries. Every week is a balancing act. Does she buy milk for her children or try to fix that leaky faucet that's driving up the water bill? A doctor's visit for her son's cough is an impossible luxury. Her worn-out shoes and threadbare clothes scream a silent story of sacrifice. Then again, a laid-off factory worker is fighting a different battle. His unemployment benefits are running out, and the job market seems bleak. The constant rejection emails tarnish the pride that came with his years of work. His soup kitchen visits are a source of shame, but hunger gnaws louder. Poverty isn't always about the absence of things. Sometimes it's the burden of overwhelming debt as well. Take, for example, a teacher in Atlanta with years of student loans for her education, crippling her financially. Though seemingly decent, her paycheck disappears into paying minimum balances on credit cards to cover unexpected costs. These are just a few glimpses into the American experience of poverty. It's a reality that cuts across age, race, and location. The working poor, older people on fixed incomes, the unexpected medical crisis, all can be gateways to a struggle most of you might never truly understand. But proof of poverty isn't just about physical hardship. It's about the emotional toll, the constant stress, gnawing uncertainty, and feeling trapped in a system stacked against you wear down a person's spirit. The spark of hope can be easily extinguished when every day feels like a fight for survival. So what does this mean? Understanding poverty isn't about judgment or pity. It's about recognizing the human stories behind the statistics. It's about acknowledging the cracks in the foundation of the American dream, the dream that promises opportunity for all. Why do some people remain poor in a great country like America? Living in the land of opportunity doesn't guarantee a life free from financial hardship. Many people work tirelessly, yet poverty seems to hold them tightly. First, sometimes poverty becomes an unfortunate inheritance. When parents struggle to make ends meet, it can limit their children's access to good education, healthcare, and a safe environment. This lack of resources then hinders their future job prospects, continuing the cycle of poverty across generations. Imagine growing up in a household where putting food on the table is a daily struggle. Educational opportunities might be limited, and dreams get pushed aside due to immediate needs. The next reason is that the American dream comes with the harsh reality of rising living costs. Housing, food, healthcare, and all other essentials seem to be getting more expensive. Minimum wage jobs don't stretch far enough, leaving families with tough choices. Imagine working full-time, yet having to choose between paying rent and buying groceries. A single illness or injury can send even a financially stable household into a financial spiral. Medical bills can be huge, pushing families deep into debt. Let's say someone in the family needs surgery without proper health insurance. The resulting debt could burden you for years, limiting your ability to save or progress financially. Now, here comes the discrimination card. Sadly, even with qualifications and experience, discrimination based on race, gender, or age can make it harder for you to secure decent-paying jobs. This can lead to underemployment or unemployment, further exacerbating financial struggles. Imagine a qualified candidate being overlooked for a promotion simply because of ethnicity. Such situations create an uneven playing field, hindering upward mobility. Sometimes, poverty creates a situation where escaping feels like climbing a mountain without the proper gear. Access to reliable transportation, childcare, or job training programs can be limited, especially in low-income communities. Imagine a single parent struggling to find affordable childcare, making it difficult to maintain employment. Without access to these resources, breaking free from poverty becomes even more challenging. All these add to the fact that life can throw unexpected curveballs. A job loss due to a company downsizing, a natural disaster damaging your home, or even a car breakdown can quickly derail a family's financial stability. Imagine saving diligently for a down payment on a house, only to have all that money wiped out due to a sudden illness requiring expensive treatment. Such setbacks can push even the most prepared families back into poverty. These are just some of the reasons why people in the U.S. find themselves struggling financially. Poverty is a complex issue with no single cause. It's a web of circumstances that can be incredibly difficult to untangle. Understanding these reasons helps us move forward with solutions that address the immediate needs and the root causes that keep people trapped in poverty. Reasons why eradicating poverty proves difficult in the U.S. The fact is, every day, millions of Americans struggle to climb out of poverty despite living in the world's wealthiest nation. So what barriers hinder these millions' success and stop them from achieving their dreams? One of the most significant reasons is the ever-widening gap in income inequality. The top 10% of earners in the U.S. earn 13 times more than the bottom 10%, creating a wide gap between the haves and have-nots. This translates to a situation where climbing the socioeconomic ladder keeps getting harder. The COVID-19 pandemic further increased this divide. While large corporations responded to staffing shortages with bonuses and raises, many low-wage earners, especially those in service industries, saw their bad situation worsen. Inflation outpaced wage gains for most, widening the gap between those who have and those who don't. Compounding the problem are the woefully inadequate wages offered in many sectors. Research by MIT estimates a living wage for a family of 4 in the U.S. to be $24.16 per hour. Yet the federal minimum wage sits far below this, at a meager $7.25. This stark reality means a family must work more than 2 full-time minimum wage jobs to earn a living wage, leaving single-parent households in an even more dire situation.
Any sort of party, we would set it up, come early, set the tables, dishes, plates, silverware, everything, you name it. We worked for $15 an hour. It was really bad. I would say we were really overworked. 13-hour shifts sometimes.
The struggle is further intensified for workers of color who are disproportionately represented in low-wage jobs. Over 70 million low-income or poverty-stricken individuals in the U.S. belong to communities of color. The U.S. lack of robust social safety nets also plays a detrimental role. Existing safety nets offer minimal support to those struggling to stay afloat. While some receive welfare benefits, the amounts are often meager.
We receive welfare, and it's roughly around $250 for my household of 7. And it actually has helped us a lot sometimes the numbers really don't make sense, because how can a large family just live off a couple $100s, especially now in this day and age where you go to the grocery store, you spend in a few items $100.
Compared to many European countries that offer child allowances as a form of monthly income to help raise children, the U.S. provides little to no such support. Additionally, the lack of universal benefits like healthcare and childcare creates immense pressure on low-income families. In all this, you realize that the current system often discourages upward mobility. If someone receives medical aid, cash assistance, and food stamps, gaining a slightly higher-paying job can mean losing all these benefits. This creates a situation where someone might avoid a job that doesn't immediately offer healthcare, essentially being trapped in poverty to maintain access to essential services. Beyond the statistics, poverty has a profound impact on individuals and families. It breeds stress, anxiety, and health problems. It limits access to quality education, hindering opportunities for future generations. The effects of poverty ripple outward, creating a difficult cycle to break free from. In essence, a complex interplay of factors contributes to the persistence of poverty in the U.S. The widening gap in income inequality, coupled with inadequate wages, a lack of robust safety nets, and a system that disincentivizes upward mobility, creates a formidable barrier for those striving to break free. Understanding these reasons is crucial to formulating effective solutions that can finally dismantle this persistent obstacle to the American dream. In all honesty, it requires a multi-pronged approach that addresses the immediate needs of those in poverty and the systemic factors that perpetuate this issue. How to live a good financial lifestyle to avoid falling into the poverty scope. Now we have to address the issue of poverty and how to stay far away from it. Smart habits keep your finances running smoothly, while bad ones can leave you stranded. So be sure to adopt these principles. The first principle I have for you is to track your spending. If you don't have a way to track how much money you are spending, then you are well on your way to poverty. Tracking your expenses is like having a working gas gauge for your finances. Every penny that goes out needs to be documented. Tons of budgeting apps can help. Think of them as your financial guidance systems. You can identify areas to cut back once you see where your money's flowing. Maybe that daily latte habit is a sneaky detour you can avoid. Principle number 2 is to familiarize yourself with needs and wants. Let's face it, shiny new gadgets and fancy clothes are tempting, but you should prioritize the things you need. Learn to differentiate between needs like rent and food and wants like the latest smartphone. Prioritize needs first, and then, if there's room in your budget, you can indulge in a well-deserved want. The next principle is to make your savings your superpower. Savings are your financial reserve tank. Aim to set aside some money each month, even a small amount. Think of it as a safety net for emergencies or unexpected expenses. There are different savings options, a high-yield savings account, and a retirement fund. So research and choose one that fits your goals. Principle number 4 is knowledge. Financial literacy is key to avoiding financial pitfalls. Many free resources are available online, articles, videos, and even workshops. The more you understand money management, credit scores, and debt, the better you navigate the financial highway. Building a good financial lifestyle is a journey, not a destination. There will be bumps along the road, but with these principles as your guide, you can avoid financial detours and smooth your journey toward financial security. Implementing these principles might require a shift in your mindset that recognizes the complex nature of poverty and seeks to avoid it by all means necessary. If you have any suggestions, please reach out in the comments section. I would love to hear from you. Also, hit the like and subscribe button so you will get notifications whenever I drop amazing videos like this. Till next time.